He's Thundarr, I'm E-Lightning, and this is Sports Storm.
Today, we will be doing our full NBA Finals preview between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers took the first two games of the series against the Raptors, and then the Raptors won their homestand, but eventually the Cleveland Cavaliers finished out the Raptors in 6 games. And on the West, in the champion of the Western Conference, the Golden State Warriors came back from a 3-1 deficit against the Oklahoma City Thunder to win in Game 7. And now the two teams meet in the NBA Finals. Who do you think will win this best-of-7 series between the Warriors and the Cavaliers?
I think the Cavaliers will win. I think one of the first reasons being that Golden State barely escaped with a win against the Thunder, who I believe are a worse team than the Cavaliers. Another reason is I feel like in last year's NBA Finals, it was just LeBron versus these Warriors. Now I know the Warriors have improved some, but now you get Kyrie and Kevin Love back. Those are two stars that they were sorely missing in there. And now I think J.R. Smith I think is coming into the this series a lot better than he was coming into the other series. And now, if you get into the series, you now have Kevin Love to help space the floor even better. J.R. Smith is another floor spacer. You have Kyrie, who, while not Steph, does have a lot comparative, some of the best handles in the league, and is a very top upper tier point guard in this league. And of course, you still have LeBron James. If LeBron James goes into the mode he went into last year's NBA Finals, where he just completely goes into I am the best player in the league, do not question me mode, as basically I call it, where he can pull up from anywhere, drive anywhere, I feel like the Cavaliers will win the series. And LeBron James is not letting this ring slip away from him like he did last year.
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you here. I think the Warriors are going to win in 7 games. I do think the Cavs will be able to take some games away because ultimately, I think it's going to be a small ball 3-point shooting contest. The Cavaliers learned from last year that the only way to beat the Warriors is to do exactly what they're doing and do it better. And I think on some nights, they're going to be able to do that. But ultimately, I'm picking the Warriors because overall, they're deeper and their starting lineup is better. Point guard, Steph Curry's better than Kyrie Irving. Shooting guard, Klay Thompson's better than J.R. Smith. Obviously, Iguodala's not better than LeBron. But Draymond Green, I'm going to argue, he's better than Kevin Love. He's proved it. He's all-star appearance and second-team All-NBA. Kevin Love isn't there. And then center, you could argue either way. But I think ultimately, Warriors have more depth. What?
Tristan Thompson's much better than Andrew Bogut.
I said you could argue either way. Well, actually, Tristan Thompson doesn't start. It's Timothy Mozgov. I'm just saying.
Tristan Thompson has been starting.
It depends on. I ultimately think, though, that those starting lineups aren't really going to last long in this series. I think they're going to convert to more of a small ball lineup because the Warriors are obviously going to do it with their depth lineup. And
I think the Cavaliers, they can fight the Warriors' onslaught of threes because I think they can get hot from 3. But I also feel like they have a better post presence. I think Tristan Thompson is one of the premier hustle rebounders in this league. Kevin Love is also. I think the bigs in this series might actually decide it because you have comparable 1-2-3s in terms of skill level and who you could put right. However, I think the bigs will ultimately decide this. And Draymond Green is a good player. Yes, he does not have post presence to battle with a Tristan Thompson or a Kevin Love down there.
Well, I think he does have the post presence, especially on defense. He's one of the NBA's premier defenders, and he can defend perimeter and post defense. He might struggle on some occasions. Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson are going to get their own, but Draymond Green is definitely going to not allow them to just get 30 points in a game all from the spot.
But then also, while we talk about everybody else, look at what LeBron did. He went into, in last year's series, there was literally, vintage LeBron. There was no way anybody could stop him. And if he goes into that same thing again, and now you give him Kyrie and Kevin Love and a better J.R. Smith this year, I feel, there's no way they can lose. LeBron, he almost single-handedly brought that series to Cleveland. Now imagine what he can do when he gets 2 other all-star, even on some occasions all-NBA talents with him.
Yeah, I definitely see your point. But the one thing is, the Warriors are extremely better than they were last season. Last season, they were the NBA's best team, I believe. I think you could definitely see that. They had a very good record, but this year they came out and totally just overachieved everyone's expectations. Went 73-9, dominated everyone until they got to the Thunder. And the Thunder are better than a lot of people think they are, but because the role players actually stepped up. And the one thing is, like you said, the post play is going to really determine this series because the Warriors really struggled against the Thunder with Steven Adams and Enes Kanter battling them low.
Turnovers will decide the game. The Golden State is one of the most careless teams with the turnovers. That didn't change from last season to this season. And I think if the Cavaliers are a really good fast break finishing team, LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love, they finish on the fast break. And you see, that's how the Thunder managed to jump out of that 3-1 lead. They exploited all those turnovers and they converted on in transition. I think the Golden State Warriors have like three weaknesses that you can exploit. I think you can exploit them in their turnovers and the fast break. I think you can exploit them down low post presence. And another way I feel like you can beat them is if you don't try and play their game and you like actually stick like and you have to be able to make threes. I'm saying if you stand shooting contest with them, I feel like that's what a lot of teams try and do because like, oh crap, you start hitting threes too. No, if you stay I feel like the Cavaliers, if they can stay their course, and yeah, you need to knock down some threes, but not get caught up in trying to play Golden State's game and just play Cavaliers basketball, they can win.
Well, the one thing is, I think the Cavaliers all season they've totally changed as a team because last year they played more of a traditional style, just drive to the basket, get the easy points, get the rebounds. But then this year you can see they finished second in three-point percentage behind Golden State.
And they still can drive. That's why I don't see how you could say the Golden State.
The one thing is, the Thunder definitely proved that, you don't have to play Golden State's game to win. Except the one thing is, the Thunder still they have a different style than Cleveland does that particularly works. And the one thing is, Golden State, I don't know how you're going to say...
Another way. Did you see how the Thunder in those first halves, how crisp the ball movement was, how they were passing all around, getting Roberson open shots, like Dion Waiters had open shots. I feel like in this series, if they move the ball and they collapse the defense and then kick it out, that won't be Dion Waiters taking that shot. That'll be J.R. Smith. And in any day of the week, I'd rather have J.R. Smith taking an open three.
Ultimately, I think the main X factor for this playoff series is J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. I think they really need to step up because last year's finals, they were like a 5% combined. So really, that shooting guard position against Klay Thompson really determines the series because LeBron's going to need help. I mean, obviously he does have Kyrie and Kevin Love who are going to hold their own. But one thing is, I just think the Warriors have gotten so much better over the course of the offseason and through this season, and now they're battle-tested with the Thunder, and I think they're ready to come to play. And they proved they can escape. They're not just going to crumple up and just go play when they go down.
I agree about the role players thing because I feel like the stars are very comparable in talent and can X each other out, basically. But I just think the Thunder almost won, but I think what honestly killed them was Roberson's inability to finish a lot of times scoring. Great hustle emerged in the series, but there was a lot of times when he could have gotten a bunny and didn't. I feel like if especially if Iman Shumpert if Iman Shumpert makes the shots that he will inevitably be open for as the defense focuses on a LeBron or a Kyrie, then I feel like the Cavaliers can win the series. And it hinges a lot. Another thing is the Warriors bench. I feel like is kind of weak.
Well, I wouldn't say it's weak, but now we move on to the Finals MVP. Who do you have winning the Finals MVP?
So as I have the Cavaliers winning the series, I have my Finals MVP being LeBron James. I think there's no other way you could do it. Yeah, I am predicting him to go into I am the best player mode, and if he does that, there's no way he's not Finals MVP. And it all hinges. I mean, you can talk about the role players all you want, but it all hinges on LeBron James.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think a role player is going to win Finals MVP. I definitely agree with your pick of LeBron James. But I'm not going to go with what some people believe is the best player in the league in Steph Curry. I'm going to actually say the Finals MVP is Klay Thompson. He was electric in that Thunder series. I think he's going to continue to stay hot. I mean, that one game he had 41 points, 11 three-pointers, and both him and Steph had 6 three-pointers in Game 7. So I think Klay Thompson, he's ultimately the one that when everyone's hanging their heads down, he rises back up and gets the team back in if they're in a hole. And I think that's ultimately what's going to decide the Finals MVP if the Warriors do win. That is it for us today at Sportstorm. Like,
comment,
subscribe, peace.